Yeah.
And then like, huh?
It's a song.
Yes, beauty and strength. I
Mm.
have beauty and strength. That comes from God. Beauty and strength and intelligence comes from God. I'm gonna add you to the podcast. There you go. Hello, babe. Let's zoom in a little bit. There you go. Wow, you look beautiful. You have beauty too. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
The Beauty and the Beast. Maybe we should rename this Beauty and the Beast podcast. The Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. Look like monkey. Sometimes my when I flex it, I look like monkey, and then I inquire. I ask me,
You
look
look
like
like
gorilla,
gorilla.
look like gorilla, like it means like the silverback, like the gorilla, like a gorilla, like a not a small monkey, not like the type of small monkeys they have in Thailand that sneak into people's houses and steal stuff, but like the gorillas. So what are you doing today?
Nothing.
Mm.
I playing some the Sims,
Huh?
playing game.
Okay. What type of game are you playing? Some Facebook game, Candy Crush.
The Sims 4.
Huh?
The Sims 4.
What?
The Sims 4.
Okay, I don't know what that means. I can't hear you.
The Sims.
Oh, I
This
don't have
the
headphones on.
Sims.
I have to keep the volume down a little bit when I have a guest on, so maybe I could hear you normally. Can you guess which one? One of these have water, only water, filtered water, and one of them have vitamin C, electrolyte powder, and creatine in there. At least a little bit creatine. Which one do you think has vitamin C inside of it?
Mhm.
Babe,
Yeah.
which one do you think has vitamin C inside of it? This one or this one?
This one.
This or this?
No, no. This.
This.
Um, this. Yeah.
This one. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So maybe I didn't hold you quite as often as I should have. Little things I should have said and done. I just never took the time. You were always on my mind. You were always on my mind. Do you recognize how it's Elvis? Always on my mind.
Think.
Like it could sound a lot better if I had a good microphone and didn't have that cancellation on, but it sounds better in real life. We had the matrix glitches. So anyway, I had somebody here today to plumber. Do you know what a plumber is?
Oh.
Super Mario. I almost cracked that joke when he was working. I said, if you do a really good job, maybe you have to rename yourself Mario. I said, if you do a super job, I always think about it in Swedish when the plumber came, and I was looking at him working, and then I said, I was thinking, maybe I tell him that I had a thought to say something. Om du gör ett riktigt bra jobb kan du döpa om det till Mario. Om du gör ett superjobb kan du döpa om det till Mario. I mean, if you do a super job, you can rename yourself Mario. Okay. Now that might be like what just appears like this is weird if they don't get it. It's like it might be too obtuse of a reference. Super Mario, who was a plumber. Okay. So it's like if you do a super job plumbing, maybe you can rename yourself Mario. It's like a title that belongs only to the best of the plumbers. It's like a championship or something like this. Anyway, I didn't put the trigger on it, but I thought about it. So anyway, here's the point. Here's the point. Here's the point. And here's the edge. Yesterday, I had a government gang stalking agent when I was doing a live stream in my kitchen, and I was cleaning my knives, my Fiskars K40 knives, and they came in, and what they're doing is I decoded the game is to they're baiting me to say something because part of the justification of me being a torrent video, they need to justify to the brainwashed zombies that they can get to go along with this. You have to be wicked to go along with this, but they have to justify this to people and want to recruit them into the target and to be like, somehow it's justified, like targets are bad terrorists in the making, or it's like we just keep an eye on people and they're bad and dangerous and it's not wrong to do what we're doing to them, things like this. So they're trying to bait you while the opponent is working to drive you nuts and be dangerous and violent. They're trying to make target individuals be dangerous and violent and break the law and create crimes. Okay, they're trying to create violent crimes and to get targets to go nuts. And okay, and then also they're trying to so basically, which is why it's your job as torrent video to resist their attempt to push you over the edge and not act out violently, and find different outlets and ways to deal with the program, because it's going to piss you off. That's normal. If you're not a robot, it should piss you off. It's not a sign of health if you're not pissed off. It should piss you off. Surely oppression makes a wise man mad, not a foolish man or a wicked man. Surely oppression, it's either doth or make it a wise man mad. A wise man mad, inflamed with violent passions, things like this. You can search Webster's 1828, type in mad, and look at the different instances. And that's what you see me a lot of times exhibit in my live streams, being mad, having been told with a secret persecution program for around 10 years at an intense level. And before that, they were active in my life, more manipulating and trying to control me. And then at a certain point in time, we went to like full-on targeting. But anyway, so that's, I got a comment. I checked the replay of it. And for a while, I thought actually I'm just sitting in my kitchen mostly just eating there. So maybe I pull it, it's like clogs up my feet, and it's like hides maybe quality live streams that are before that. And it's kind of like almost like filler content. Sometimes if I feel like a live stream is too much like a filler, I will remove it. But then I went, no, and I'm putting it back up. So I put it back up. And I checked the chat, and I saw I had a comment from Concerned Citizen, okay, that I hadn't seen when I was live. And it's like, wow, I checked the timestamp when I had left the comment, is I'm cleaning my knives, and it says, can they kill someone? So I'm sitting and cleaning my Fiskars K40 knives. And then part of what I did then was to open food packages because I was breaking my fast in live stream. And one of the comments was, can they kill someone? Could they kill somebody? It's like, how retarded they have to be. Knives can kill people. Fists can kill people. So it looks like they're trying to bait me into responding in a way where it's like he's a dangerous, unhinged, violent person or something like this. This is just baiting. It looked like baiting to me. It's like a knife obviously can kill somebody. Okay, a steak knife can kill somebody. A glass bottle can kill somebody. A rock can kill somebody. A pair of keys can kill somebody. You can kill somebody by beating them over the head with a flashlight. Okay, or holding keys and hitting them in the temple. You can kill somebody with your fists. You can kill somebody by doing a takedown on and they fall back and hit the back of the head on the asphalt or concrete. That can kill people. People die in street fights sometimes. They get clipped, they get hit in the jaw, and they go out on their feet and they fall back when they hit the back of the head, bounces off the concrete or asphalt or a curb, and then they die from that. Okay, so punches can kill people, especially in the street. So it's like a dumb question. It looks to me like they were baiting me. Okay, I do believe that Martin Richling could possibly be involved in government gang stalking and be one of these people that have been targeting me with directed speech for the program in his videos. That's my personal belief and opinion, and not necessarily be taken as a fact. Okay, on YouTube you have to do disclaimers and clarify things. So it's like, I'm not saying it's a fact. Okay, but I have personally felt like Martin Richling does the targeting, directed speech thing on me. That real target videos don't know what I'm talking about, but most people don't understand that. I will have to make some more videos, maybe explain the different targeting tactics until people can understand what I'm talking about. But I felt like Martin Richling has targeted me for the program multiple times in his videos, where that's the directed speech reference. That's something I recently said or done in private. Okay, it happened this day actually. And it's been multiple times, and eventually it's like enough red flags. I'm gonna go like, I can't. It's like now I have to count. So more Richie should read the Bible. Let none suffer you as an evildoer or a busybody in other men's matters. Busybody in other men's matters, more Richie. You sinning, wicked, evil heretic. Titus 3:10-11. first of all. Um, and you can't hide behind, well, Mike, I'm just claiming that I can prove you to be a satanic heretic for teaching heresy, Martin. Objective verifiable. Uh, so anyway, keeping a wicked, cursed heretic, Martin Richling. And if I'm right, maybe that's why you had this problem. People want to come get you, and like a group of people want to come after you and things like this. Maybe that's the poetic justice. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. Whatsoever man soweth, that will he also reap. That's what I've been dealing with, part of the gang stalking, Martin Richling, is groups of people coming after me for many years, and murder threats and people, threats from people who work for the gang stalking program, threats, harassment, things like this. People work for the program, uh, getting people to say they're going to come to my house, they're going to kill me. I just drove past your house, I got a gun. This is the type of stuff that the program has been doing to me. Okay. So just sending people to send these type of threats. So if I'm writing what I feel like you'd be involved in moderation, I wouldn't be surprised if that was true. That's why God let you suffer that. There's like people want to come get you and they're threatening you online. Now I made a video, see, and reprove these people because I'm not like you. I'm not as wicked as you are, moderation, which means some things I was wrong. So I made a video when I heard moderation make a video about people threatening they're gonna come get him and things like this. I said, like, you should leave him alone, okay? He's a pastor. If he says that it's a sin to be gay or it's a sin to be transgender, that's his job as a Christian pastor. And you shouldn't be like threatening him or something like this because of that. Okay, freedom of speech. But anyway, I'm not done with you, Martin, and the gloves are off now, Martin. I'm a real man of God. I had the power of God in my life. You're a dumb fool that made it to 60 and you still didn't realize voting is fake and all these things. You don't have the power of God in your life. God has been enlightening the eyes of your understanding. So open up your ears to these different things. You're a blind fool. Titus 3:10-11. A man that is an heretic after the first and second admonition reject, knowing that he that is such is subverted, sin and being condemned on himself. That's you, Martin. That's you, Martin. And be not deceived, God is not mocked. What's a man soweth, that will also reap. So anyway, I'm saving more of this righteous indignation against moderation for another video. And let's get on with this. This is kind of like a sneak preview. You can expect to see me making videos about moderation up ahead. And the gloves are off. So not like the gentle. And I'm done with that now. Especially when it's like, it looks like he's targeting me for the program from my perspective, doing the directed speech tactics. Okay, the gaslighting. It's like I listened to Morris video and he says something that's like referencing something that I did yesterday or something like this in private. That tactic, I feel like he's been doing that. So, Proverbs 1. So my son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. Okay, Luke 9. Lord, wilt thou would command fire down from heaven and consume them as Elias did? But he turned and rebuked them to their face. Ye know not what manner of spirit ye are of. For the Son of Man did not come to destroy men's lives, but to save them. And they went to another village. That's something that you urge you a rebuke from the Lord himself if you're a Christian that wants to destroy men's lives. And these people were guilty of things. It wasn't a smear campaign. People were saying people in the city were up to no good. Okay? It was the truth. And so this program is a life destruction program. It's slow murder, moderation. It's slow murder. Okay. It's satanic. It's connected to satanic secret societies, moderation. It's against God-given human rights. Okay. They poison tornadoes. God is for the right of due process, moderation. Do you know that? That the government doesn't have the right to attack people physically or psychologically or do things punitively to them without them having been given a day in court. That's called due process. And this program is without due process, where the government is doing things to attack a person psychologically and physiologically, physical attacks. And it's a program that starts targeting someone until they die, like cancer. Okay. It's a slow murder program. They work to break you down physically and psychologically, and it involves physical attacks on the target. Okay. So you better believe, you better hope that I'm wrong and you haven't been involved in that moderation. Because if that's the truth, you don't have much left. You don't have much time left. God will take you out, moderation. If you're a real Christian and a pastor, my brethren be not many masters, on that we shall receive the greater condemnation. You can expect there is a sin unto death. I say not they should pray for it. If I'm right that Morris has been involved in this, I don't count on him surviving long. Okay. There's a meaning God will kill Christians. God will kill Christians. God will, if you get evil enough, you involved in murder, something really serious, there's a sin unto death. There's a level of sin, type of sin, frequency, intensity of sin that will make God take you home, like take you to heaven, if you're a saved person. And if there's anything that I would guess that I would think that God will take you home for, it would be like you're involved in murder and destroying a person's life. Like, this problem is so like clearly in direct opposition to Scripture. But if somebody can't be trusted not to lie about the Word of God and be so morally corrupt and wicked as Moderation is, that he lies about the Scriptures and teaches satanic heresy and attacks God, His character, and His Word, when his job is to teach it and protect it. And I have to contend for the faith, the fundamentals of the faith, because Pastor Moderation is attacking them. So anyway, everything I said is just my personal belief and opinion, all to be taken as that. And you're so proud to be a Marine, Moderation. You should be ashamed of yourself. Fake tough guy, want to be tough guy. Want to be tough guy, always join the Marines or the cops or something like this, so you can power trip the ground with 6 guys and then bully one person and throw people on the ground and things like this. I feel like they're a tough guy. Then the real tough guy is the guy who stands up against these people alone. Okay, but okay, yeah, the real tough guys. 4 guys with guns and pepper spray and batons targeting 1 or 2 people, and we feel like we're powerful people. Yeah, like how. Okay. Anyway, let's talk about other things, babe. We spent about 15, I spent about 15, 30 minutes talking about this. I'm going to make more videos about this, keep reproving Moderation, the satanic, wicked, evil heretic. I'm a persecuted Christian, and some Christians help the satanic persecutors to persecute a Christian man of God. Okay, so you're the type of people that David was being persecuted, or Samson being taught by the Philistines, and you'll be joining the enemy, have confederacy with them, okay, and be like, David's crazy, don't believe him. That's the type of people that you are. That I'm a David versus Goliath struggle here. I'm in a David versus Goliath struggle. A man of God being taught by satanic secret society connected government gang stalking, persecution, and I've been standing up against them. And then a lot of Christians are enabling it, standing idly by, which makes you guilty. And God will hold you to account for that if you're a Christian. You hear me talk about what's going on, you like turn a blind eye and don't care about it. But especially those of you that have been making videos helping the Satanists by this guy's crazy, don't believe him, like Ed, for example, EPF 123. Okay. And other people. So anyway, babe, come back, babe. Let's talk about other things. I'll finish to talk about this. Yeah. Babe, come back, babe. Let's talk about other things. There you are. We can talk about other things. I hope you didn't feel too bad. I'm being disagreeable. Angry. Yeah. I was angry. Yeah, a little bit. So maybe we are let's talk about other things, babe. Yeah. And yesterday, the live stream that I did with Edward the Trash Talker, I got 0 likes on that video. Okay, that really shows how messed up people are too. One of the topics is me talk about soul winning. So I'm working to win a lost soul to Christ. The fruit of the righteous tree of life, and he that winneth souls is wise. And I'm spending time working to win a soul, a Jewish lost soul to Christ. And not only are most of you bench warmers, and you don't do anything, we make yourself available, but spend hours talking to lost people and witnessing to them, okay, and teaching and things like this. But if you see somebody else is doing what you're too lazy and cowardly and competence lacking to do some soul winning and spend time working with lost people and win them to Christ, you don't even like the video. That's not likable. It's not likable that somebody's working to win souls to Christ or something like this. That's one of the topics of the podcast. I talk about winning him to Christ, like sharing the gospel with him and make myself available to teach him the truth about the gospel. In Romans chapter 1-4 and other verses. But that's not likable. So yeah, keep sitting on the bench, and I'll keep doing things for God, resisting evil, fighting a heroic battle, David versus Goliath struggle against satanic evil, and working to win souls and share the full counsel of God, which involves physical God's medicine, the secret medicine that the satanic world system is working to hide from people, God's medicine, God's medicinal system. So anyway, we're done, moderate, and you're more down, definitely. You're down. You're down. God will take you out. I don't think you have 6 years left if I'm right about you being involved in government king stalking, targeting me for the government. I think God will take you home. And that's not a threat. This is spiritual, meaning the Bible teaches that if you're a Christian, you're involved in serious sins, God will kill you. There is a sin unto death, And then God will magically kill a Christian if they get evil enough. And you go home to be with the Lord, not going to hell. Anyway, if you're a real Christian. So, babe, how was your day today?
Okay. Not bad. What about you?
It's okay. I wanted to talk about this.
Mm.
I was a little bit irritated to think about this earlier. I wanted to speak my mind on it. What are you doing, babe?
Playing game.
Okay, why don't you talk to me?
Yeah.
Maybe you playing game helps you to not be anxious. A lot of people, if they're not used to being on camera, they get nervous being on camera. So I think you can be your distract yourself a little bit from that. So you're in the process of moving now, right? You're in the process of moving now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're in the process of moving.
Mm-hmm.
And when will you move into your new house? When will you move into your new house?
I don't know. My house still not finished yet.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. I got my tobacco crate from the kitchen. I've had an active day today.
Mm-hmm.
Babe.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you drinking?
Vitamin C.
Good. Awesome. I don't have to remind you to drink vitamin C water. You make it yourself. You do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I like your cute outfit, babe.
Mm-hmm.
hmm Can you show me your full outfit? Oh,
I
you're a little bit
let's
shy.
see to stand up. Let's see to stand up.
Okay. Maybe a little bit shy too.
Mm.
Yeah. Your sound is good today. I can't hear any background noises. How much
I
vitamin C did you
not.
put in there? Can you show me your glass?
About to finish.
Okay, it's a
I
cup.
put
How much did you put
I
inside?
put
1 teaspoon. 5
10
grams.
grams.
10 grams.
Mm.
Okay. And you can do like me. You can do it like me. You can have a cup like that. You can bring water. You can bring a liter of water. You have a glass. You put 10 grams of vitamin C in there. You can drink a little
Mm-hmm.
and then add more normal water to dilute it. Use like a concentrate. Use it as a concentrate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for joining me today, babe.
You're welcome.
Before I talk so fast, you probably don't hear what I talk about. But I talk about somebody I think they're helping the government to become a gang soccer point to target me. Some YouTuber, yeah, and I might want to make more videos about him. His dark areas and possibly personal sins against me, which are committed publicly. If I'm correct.
Mhm.
Today is 9/11. 9/11 was an inside job. A lot of people, dumb dupes like Edward P. 123 and Model Riching, they probably fell for the official story uh, about 9/11, about 9/11, and were up to like, raw, yeah, let's go invade another country, and they probably fell for that. Edward P. 123 and Model Riching, both blind fools. Wow, blind, foolish people. That'd be my assessment. They were probably like, yeah, let's go kick them. They fell for it. They probably deceived by the Satanists, you can call the media, and the politicians into thinking it's a good idea. And they were probably behind the satanic, evil, wicked, unjustified war. And if they were, and they're both Christians, if they were, and if they're true Christians, then it follows that God will be dealing with them, give them chastening for that, discipline them. Both of them had cancer, I think. If that's the case, then maybe that's part of it. When it rains, it pours. People are blind, dumb, deceived, supporting evil things, and typically they're like that across the board. Anyway, babe, uh, today I had a plumber here.
Mhm.
Do you know what a plumber is?
No.
Plumber is somebody, if your toilet not working, some guy come to clean pipe to make toilet working again.
Mhm.
Oh, now it's a good vibe content. We definitely fulfill the bad vibes, quote unquote, quota for this live stream. So if I'm not angry or talk about anything that I'm angry about anymore, if there was a bad vibes quota, I feel like I feel it already. And now we're starting to you might have already fulfilled the good vibes quota. Wow, that's so sweet, babe. Numari, that's Numari, right? Numari, Numari.
Maria.
God can bless you. If you're a Christian man out there, you watch as a young man, God can bless you with a good wife. I was single for a long time, and I chose to not go out and fornicate, and I was cleaning up my Christian walk in other ways too, where I was working to not commit like a lot of sexual immorality, stop watching porn, and I was praying to God to find a good wife, and He blessed me with a good wife. Good, my prayers were answered. I prayed to God I would find a good wife, and I was working to not watch porn, and I was keeping myself from like fornicating, going out trying to hook up with like just like dating or something like this. And I'm gonna stay single until I find a wife. I'm not gonna go and try to have a girlfriend or something like this, or go clubbing or try to sleep with someone. I'm gonna stay single, celibate, and wait. And not just that, but on top of that, also I was like years back, I was now and then watching porn as other young people do, and eventually got serious about I'm gonna get this under control, stop watching porn, and working to clean up and praying to God. And I think that God answered my prayer and blessed me. So I prayed to God to find a good wife material woman who either would be a Christian when I found her or receptive to the truth so she will become a Christian if I give her the gospel. And God answered my prayer. And I believe that we has become a saved woman. Believe is full persuader. It's like I would be I think that we might have become a Christian a saved woman, a Christian woman, a child of God. That's good news. Now we doesn't like to talk too much publicly about like politics or Jesus or like religion or corruption or conspiracy, something like this. So she clamps up a little bit when I start talking about things like this. But I'm happy. I think you become a Christian, saved woman, child of God, daughter of God. And I've been teaching her. I've been teaching her. First, I start teaching her the gospel and talking to her about the gospel. And now I think that she's become a Christian. And only she and God knows 100%. But it's like according to her testimony, what she said, her testimony is, yeah, the same person. Um, and I've been teaching her about the Christian walk. Okay, so she will be a baby in Christ, and she needs the milk and yeah. I've been teaching her now that you're a Christian. If you are, as you tell me, you believe these things, you're a Christian, and now this is what God wants to do. Wow, they're so cute.
Mhm. They are cute.
You, huh?
She's very cute. And
Yeah,
she fat.
and you,
Fat. She fat.
and you.
She happily.
Yeah,
She happily. She happily.
maybe I will do a training session later. Maybe I thought about that before. Maybe I'll do some training tonight. Depends on how much time. If I run out of time, uh, then maybe not. But I need to empty the washing machine and do some other stuff. But if I have some time over, I might do some training tonight. I don't know if you watched my training video the other day. I think you watched the beginning of it, then you went to bed. I was doing training. I was training with sticks, stick fighting, sword fighting, knife fighting, uh,
Mhm.
spear fighting. How old are you now? You're 27, right?
Yes.
This is the type of stuff that as a man you forget a lot of time, anniversaries and what the birthday date is of your woman and things like this. And sometimes they're sensitive to it. Now we is not. But some women they really like, oh, how can you forget my birthday or anniversary or something like this? But we she's not like that. Uh, when I met we, she had dyed hair. I remember that you had like the bleach blonde hair, and I said I want to see your natural hair color, and then you let it go out, and I like your natural hair color more. What that is that ooze,
No, this is Mimi.
huh?
Mimi.
Mimi, okay. I think you're a good woman, a good wife material, and it said there's something in the Bible about a good wife is a blessing of the Lord, and we is a good wife material. I think God answered my prayer to find a good wife, and it's you. Yeah. Do you want me to read a Bible chapter for you when God talk about a good woman for wife, a good wife, how a good wife is?
Yeah.
It remind me of you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will read it a little bit. I will show you here. Here, a virtuous woman who can find. Here. So this is Proverbs 31, and it's a Bible chapter about a quality woman that makes for a good wife. And you remind me of this. You live up to this. You're closer to this than most women are, I would say. There you are. Full chapter. Here, Proverbs 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Valuable. It's high value. Virtuous woman has high value. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. This has to do with the woman being like you, where you're not lazy, and my heart can trust in you that if we would live together, move in together, and live together, I wouldn't have to worry about spoil, like ill-gotten, getting money in ill-gotten ways, because I could trust in you working diligently with your hands and helping out to provide for the household. See, that's what it's talking about. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. Spoil has to do with the spoils of war. So when in the Jews, for example, in the Old Testament, we're told by God to go and destroy a heathen city or something like this, the spoils of war would be like booty, like okay, the spoils of war. You defeat a city, and then they have all these victuals, they have gold stuff, okay, and then like that's the spoils of war. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. That's like this. That's what I'm talking about. You're a Proverbs 31 woman. Where it's like like, oh, if I live with we together, we live together in the future. I don't have to be like, my heart can trust in, like, if we live together in a house and I'm doing something to make money, like I'm out digging the field and planting chilies that we're selling or something like this, or carpentry, I'm making homemade chairs or something like this and sell it. And maybe that covers, but it's not enough. I know that I can trust in you, like doing things like sitting and knitting and making crochet stuff and selling it and helping out to provide for the household, because you are that type of woman. You're not lazy. You wake up in the morning and you start working, and you work in the household. You're cleaning at home. You're taking care of the cats. You're cleaning. You're cooking for yourself and your family. You're all the way into the night. Sometimes you sit there knitting, and you have a discipline. You're the opposite of lazy. You're this type of woman, and a woman like you is rare. She seeketh wool and flax. This has to do with doing what you do. Okay, wool and flax. That's what you use for making fabrics. Okay, like weaving or whatever type of fabrics you make. Wool and flax are the materials you use to make fabrics, like cloth. Okay. She is like the merchant ship. She bringeth her food from afar. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household. Honey, I have to cook. She wakes up in the morning. Say good morning to me. Honey, good morning. I have to cook for my family. I have to clean my room, clean my house. I have to cook for my cats. And then now I will make crochet. And she's that type of person. And give it meat to her household. She considered a field and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hand she planted a vineyard. She girded her loins with strength, and strengthened her arms. She perceived that her merchandise is good. Her candle go not out by night. She laid her hands to the spindle. This is what you use: wool and flax, linseed, for example. You can beat linseed. You get fibers, and then you prepare it, and then you use a spindle to spin it into a thread. Okay, so this has to do with the working with fabric. She laid her hands to the spindle, and her hands holded this staff. She stretched out her hand to the poor. That's something you've done too. See, it's like you're lining up well with this. Uh, it's like, today we will go to donate to poor people, and your family takes food and goes to some place where they donate the food to poor people, like starving people. She stretched out her hand to the poor. Yes, yea, she reaches forth her hand to the needy. She's not afraid of the snow for her household. Well, if you live in Thailand, that you don't have to ever worry about it. But if you did live somewhere else, She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates, when he sitteth among the elders of the land. She maketh fine linen and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchants. Strength and honor are her clothing, and shall rejoice in time to come. She opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. Not the hyper-aggressive, average Western woman in Sweden and America that doesn't have feminine energy, where a lot of Western women have been destroyed. They've sacrificed the feminine on the altar of the Illuminati agenda of like masculinizing men and effeminizing women. No, feminizing men and masculinizing women. Whereas like a lot of women have masculine energy. They want to be tough and strong, and they want to be dominant, and they act like guys and things like this. Just the whole energy is like masculine energy, and the persona, like the personality, how they act. You retain your femininity. Uh, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children arise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Favor is deceitful and beauty is in vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her the fruit of her hands, and let her own praise work in the gates. Here's another verse: meek and quiet spirit. 1 Peter 3:4. But let it be the hidden man of the heart, in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of God great price. Scripture has the scriptures. This talk about women, see, and a virtuous woman who can find, for her price is above rubies. Okay, it's not like talk about selling like slavery or something like this. It's the value. Okay, it's like the word of God is more valuable than a diamond or something like this. Okay, it's value. Uh, a virtuous woman who can find a good woman, good wife material, a virtuous woman who can find her. She's more valuable than a ruby. Is you're more lucky if you find a woman, a good wife, more fortunate, more blessed to find a good wife like we than to walk around in the field and you find a ruby or something like this. You can consider yourself lucky, more fortunate, more blessed to find a good wife than finding like a ruby. Okay, a scripture is a scripture. Meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of God, great price. Whose adorning let it be not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair and of wearing of gold, or putting on of apparel, but let it be the hidden man of the heart, in that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which in the sight of God great price. For after this man in the old time the holy women also, who trusted in God, adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands. So we is a natural woman, she's submissive, okay? She's a natural woman, okay, meaning natural in the sense of retains her femininity, and she's not dominant. She doesn't want to wear the pants in the relationship. She's naturally submissive, where she's not trying to boss me around and she listens to me. Uh, she's a real woman. So yeah, I believe that God blessed me with you. I believe that God blessed me with you. Look at the cats. I believe that God blessed me with you, babe.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
I
You
think
did.
if I remember right, before I met you, I wrote out a Bible verse when I was content to be single for a long time. I didn't want to have a girlfriend. I wanted to be alone. And then I started thinking about getting a wife, and I prayed to God. And I wrote out on a piece of paper a Bible verse. It is not good that the man should be alone. I will create and help meet for him, I think the verse is. And I put that on the fridge with magnets. Okay. I fastened it to my fridge with magnets. And I think that I've had that on the fridge since before I met you. The Bible says it's not good for man to be alone. It's from Genesis. When God first made Adam, and then God saw it's not good for Adam to be alone, Adam only, just the man. I will make somebody to help him and help meet for him. And God made the woman. My Bible knowledge definitely supersedes Edward P. 1 to 3. He's a fake Bible teacher, period. And all he does is period commentary books. He doesn't know the scriptures as well as I do, and he can't understand them as well as I do. He doesn't know the scriptures by heart as well as I do, so he can't quote the scriptures like all these verses as well as I can by heart. And he doesn't understand the scriptures well enough to be able to teach them, which is why he needs to period commentary books. By books where other men have seen something in the scriptures and read it down, and then he can just parrot that. Okay. That's one of my enemies on YouTube. He's also made videos lying, saying that I'm crazy for speaking the truth about being a persecuted Christian. If anybody claims to be a special tool of the government, they're crazy. Stay away from them. Okay. Well, God will hold you to account for that, Ed. And people don't want to say, Mike, you're like a snowflake. You think you're special. I can prove I'm special with logic, objective, verifiable. Okay. Okay. Logic, in fact, destroy. Uh, I'm more intelligent than the average person. I'm more athletic than the average person. I'm multi-talented. You can't find another person. I am unique, special. See, I am. There's nobody else like me on the entire platform on YouTube. There's no other King James only faith-long Christian who reads the real Bible, teaches the real gospel, is a total individual, and is all the things that I am. Okay. They want to say, Michael, some kind of snowflake. Go ahead, pussies. This is what I've gotten in the passive aggressive directed speech sometimes when I talk about making live stream and I mocking myself with the truth. It's like you don't listen to these people that are fake Bible teachers. I know the Bible well. I know the Bible better than this fake over here or something like this. Want to learn the Bible, listen to me. And then the program, some shelf lines or something like this work for the program. They'll be communicating back like, oh, you're some kind of snowflake, something special. Yeah, I'm special. I can prove it. The word book definition is special, rare, or like one of a kind or something. I can prove that I am that. Okay. So, okay. Anyway, so babe,
Yeah.
yeah. What happened to profile picture? It looks like it's all blank now.
I nothing. I'm dead now.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna unload my washing machine.
Okay.
Yeah, you can watch me if you want from a distance. And the washing machine seems to work now.
Okay.
The spin cycle works, and the clothes came out not soaked like drenched. Before, when it was not working, I would open the washing machine, and there would be water in it still, and the clothes would be drenched. And if I would like pull out towels and wash, it'd be like dripping water off them as I'm carrying them over here. So I couldn't hang them like this because there'd be water on the floor. But it looks like it's working now. Now I did assist it with the wet dry vacuum cleaner during the spin cycle, and it pulls out the water. And next time I'll try without using the wet dry to assist the extraction of the water at the end stage of the program. I had the plumber here today. I had no complaints. And I deviated from my standard operating procedures a little bit today. Normally, being a total individual, like if you're a total individual, a lot of times they will have the landlord will be not. I'm not saying anything about my landlord about this, but in general, a total individual experience involves if you're a total individual, you live in an apartment complex, the landlord will be in on the program and possibly repair people. Chuck Langenberg talked about this, that part of his target was first off being targeted in his home. There would be like chemical smells. That could be the neighbors, somebody else, his neighbors, like some kind of chemical thing under the door, and it gets pulled into his apartment. And then he would notice how he would have like weird things where the repair people come to do something like check the filters or like change something in his apartment. And he's like an old man, and it'd be like they're gonna do something like check an exhaust vent or something like this, and then there'll be like four people come in, walling into his apartment to check like one apartment. Okay, which is he's like that because he's a tall individual, and he feels like it's almost like some kind of SWAT team or something like this, where it's like there's like four people come in there, as if they need to have like a back. I understand. It's like we're checking the room of a tall individual, and instead of the one person we normally use to have somebody check an air vent, we'd send four people into this guy's apartment. Uh, so a lot of tall individuals will report that like weirdness from the landlord and repair people. But today we had booked it and a time, and I didn't put an alarm. So I woke up, ding dong, and it was like we had booked the time for this guy to come here, the plumber. And I woke up, but the bell, I didn't have an alarm on. And I kind of go and I check and I see the plumber and I open the door. And normally stand up and procedure would be like, I start a live stream here. I go like, wait a minute, and then start a live stream here and get my phone and start like a timestamp camera at recording and have that somewhere else. Why? Because if you're talking video letting other people inside of your home, there's always a risk. Okay. They could be bringing some kind of powder in the pocket. Like if the guy doesn't look at the individual, like take this mystery powder and so like here's a spray bottle, okay, before they're gonna go to you. And if the toilet individual looks away when you're doing the repair work in the bathroom, spray this on his toothbrush or something like this. See, there's a lot of things that they could be doing. This is part of the toilet individual experience. And I'm not saying that they've been doing that, the people come to my apartment. But if you're a toilet individual, you have that those are like risks that people can be gotten to, just like they will get to people in the supermarket. You move to a new city, and then maybe first time you go shopping in the cities like Walmart or something like this, do grocery shopping, whatever you do. It's like it's normal shopping experience. But then it's like the next week you go there, you can tell that the staff have been talked about the program. They're doing the directed speech, giving you bad service, uh, possibly putting poison food on the shelves before for you to get. Like they're doing things for the program you're talking with. Okay. And in the same way, if you're taught individual, letting people into your house, doesn't matter if it's like a plumber, even if it's not like the landlord's plumber. If you're a taught individual and you own your own house and you hire a plumber, the program can get to the plumber and be like, how much does this guy pay you to fix his plumbing? $800. Well, I will give you 20K if you do X when you do the plumbing for him. Understand? It could be coercion, vibes, combination of both. So I have stand up. Part of me is not just surviving, but thriving despite being taught individual. A lot of times we're so weak and broken down and miserable. While I've been thriving. I'm in better shape and perform at a high level mentally and physically than most 34-year-old men that don't have the government working to break them down psychologically and physically and work to sabotage anything they do to improve. Okay. So the proof is in the pudding. I've been not just surviving, I've been thriving despite being taught individual. And part of the secret to success is developing standard operating procedures that I stick to. It's discipline that I adhere to. Okay. You can't have like you need to have standard operating procedures. If then, okay. That's part of the secret to success method individual. Developing SOPs. Meaning if I come home, my security system is down, then I have to do this. Okay. I have first of all standard operating procedure. If I leave my home, before I leave, I start security videos to make sure that someone can't achieve covert entry into my premises. Meaning spare key or pick the lock, open when I'm away, and then open my fridge and then it's got an open pack of coconut milk, drop a bottle, mix liquid there, shake it up, leave it there. I come home, break it, okay, and I'll be poisoned. This is the things that the program will do to you if you don't protect yourself. So standard operating procedure is to not leave my house without having a security feed going, security system, audio video recording, ultimately with a live stream as well. And then another standard operating procedure is before I go outside, I wear my TIPPE. I don't go outside in shorts and a t-shirt. I've been shot with a dart gun, a heart attack type gun, I believe it was. Same type of projectile. I've been shot with a dart in my right calf. I still have a numb spot in my right calf more than 2 years after I got hit with it. Okay, if it wasn't for the ascorbic acid mega dose, I think I could have been dead today. There might have been LD50 dose or some kind of toxin that was intended to give me a heart attack and stroke, but the ascorbic acid that I had in my bloodstream to high enough level brought the LD50 dose to a sub LD50 dose. That's what I believe. I believe that it could have been loaded with an LD50 dose, like the CA heart attack gun. That's the dart that hit me with, only launched from something else, more clandestine, less inconspicuous looking, shrunk down into some everyday item. Okay. And vitamin C is a potent antitoxin. So remember, part of the secret to success, actually, I was told in videos is mega dosing ascorbic acid. One of the first things I say in my coaching videos is first things first. You told the video you need to make mega dose of vitamin C a lifestyle. Titrate the bowel tolerance ultimately told the video, not the baseline 6 grams a day they recommend to the baseline public. Okay. But it's like a titration of bowel tolerance. You need to make mega dose vitamin C a lifestyle, maintain high levels of ascorbic acid in the blood. So I personally believe that I was hit with something. I know that for sure. I was hit with something in my leg by one of the persons walking past me in the corner store. And from the symptoms that I had, I do suspect, and the knowledge that I have, I do suspect it could have been a dart gun, like a dart, similar munition, like the dart that it was launched with the CIA heart attack gun. Only not look like a Colt 1911 with a telescopic sight, and someone pulls out in front of CCTV in the corner store and shoots somebody with it. Okay, but something that could look like a lighter, like this. Okay, and if you're too dumb to think, oh, that sounds unreasonable to me, that if the CIA got the job, Skunk Works, they did the SR-71 Blackbird or something like this, making the impossible possible in the 70s. It's like your job is to kind of like when they're gonna have a new rifle and they compete. Okay, we need a rifle that can carry 3rd rounds in the magazine, semi-auto capable, full auto, weighs less than this. And then sometimes it can be like impossible, like the FG-42 during World War II, where the Wehrmacht was like, we're going to have a new paratroop rifle. It needs to be this, as accurate as a Car 98K or close to it. Full auto capable, have a detachable box mag, way less than this. And it's like, looks impossible. And then they make it happen. Okay. So even in the 70s, they probably had that. Like in World War II, they had cameras that looked like a matchbox. Okay. Okay. They had these spy gadgets in like World War II. Something looks like a max box, a pack of cigarettes is a camera. Okay, so I don't think it's hard for somebody to believe that they could have shrunk down the CIA heart attack gun. They could have made something that looks like something else, like a lighter or electronic car key or a cell phone or something like this, that can fire the same dart that the CIA heart attack gun can fire. Only it looks like something normal that somebody can walk in the store, hold in the hand, walk past the target, and it fires the dart, same dart. And it doesn't have to be as long barreled and as big to have the same velocity because it's close range. To say a heart attack gun was for somebody in the bush, like 80 meters away. The target is known, like study the target every night. They go on the balcony, have a cigarette over the railing or something like this. And then it's like there's a bush, there's a park, and then we can have a guy in the bush 70 meters, approximately 70 yards away, waiting for the person. And then when it goes out the smoke, they're in the bushes with a telescopic sight, and it's big and long enough to have the speed needed required to reach out and touch something and have the velocity, like thermal ballistics, like to be able to penetrate at that distance, like a shot or something like this, and a telescopic sight for accurate aiming at that distance. Now, obviously, you don't need it to be as big and have a telescopic sight. If you're not going to be at 50, 60, 80 meters away, but you're going to be walking, it's going to be this close to the body when it's fired. Okay. It could shrink it out, something like this. So I believe I was hit by something like that. So one of the standard operating procedures I have too is to wear TIPPE, targeted individual personal protection equipment, which is like basically TI armor. Now, if you're wearing armor, the armor is situational appropriate. Meaning, what is armor? Wearing a hoodie, a chef's armor. A chef who's frying food and want to protect himself from splashes of oil burning him wearing like one of these things like the chef's thing. That's armor. That's chef's armor. It's to protect from something flying through the air hurting the body. And you put something on your body that protects you from things flying through the air, hitting your body and hurting you somehow. See, so that would be chef's armor. Armor against all droplets flying through the air, in effect. See? Toward individual armor, it's not like every time you go outside they're going to be shooting you with guns like firearms, but some things that they might hit you with is dart guns and chem sprays, spraying chemicals on you, hitting with darts, shooting dart guns at you. Chuck Langenberg had more progress on. I listened to interviews where they talked about they know this Mike, T.I. Mike, another Mike, that Chuck Langenberg interviewed, the guy who's got the website actually, the site exposedgangstalker.com, and he had a mic on. It's like, I noticed that the perps walk past me, like they're holding something in their hand or in their pocket. They're holding their hand in their pocket, something pokes out, and I can feel something hit my body as they walk past me, happened a few times. And I start itching as things like this. See? See? And then another woman they had on, talking to a woman, who talked about people around her dying of heart attacks and strokes a lot, and brain aneurysms. There'd be multiple people around her that died of heart attacks, strokes, brain aneurysms. Okay. Basically, I believe that the mega dose of vitamin C, if that was an LD50 dose, LD50 meaning, and not that you hit somebody with this, more than 50% of people die from this dose. Okay. The mega dose of vitamin C was enough to bring an LD50 dose to sub LD50 dose, meaning from enough to kill most people if it hits the body to less than enough to kill most people if it hits the body. But still, at the injection site, there was some extreme damage, possibly nerve death. Okay, so a person walks past me that I believe to be work for the program. One of these people show up in the corner store a lot when I go there, and you can tell that they work for the program. My personal opinion, I feel like they are. And a person walks past me, so I'm standing in line, being a static target, easier to hit, standing still at the checkout aisle, they're paying for stuff. The person walks past me, I feel something hit my right leg, my calf. Kind of similar to when I was younger, I would play airsoft wars with a buddy, and you could feel like something hitting you from a distance. It's not like it feels super painful, but it feels something impacting your body. It could be a little bit of a sting or something like this, but you feel something impact your body. Felt something impact my right leg, and then very quickly this weird feeling spread. So first you feel something hit a certain part of your body, and then from that part there's a weird feeling spread, like a numbness, itchiness, and twitchiness. And numbness, itchiness, twitchiness, a kind of like the muscle twitch effect that you can have if you haven't slept or had too much coffee, have involuntary muscle twitches, like spasms in your face, like a small, that. Numbness, itchiness, twitchiness, okay. And more than 2 years after this happened, I still have a numb feeling in that spot, okay, which indicates possible nerve death or something like this. So at the injection site, IM, meaning the intramuscular, if it went into a vein cap or whatever, or just into muscle, at the place where the dart entered the body, there'll be a high concentration of the toxin leaking out, like right around it. And then when it filters into the bloodstream, you have ascorbic acid in the bloodstream to counter it. But like at the injection site, you can have some like high concentration of the toxin topically, low focally, whatever the word is, like right where it happens. Understand? Be like I get bitten by a rattlesnake. I'm hooked up to an IVC. Intravenous vitamin C. I took 3 liposome vitamin C before it happened, and I got vitamin C water I'm drinking. And then I get bitten by a snake that normally will kill LD50. Like you will inject an LD50 dose. More than most people, if they get bitten by this snake, they will die. Okay, and they have it bite me in my shoulder. And then as soon as the venom goes into the bloodstream, the vitamin C is neutralized. And after I don't have the anaphylaxis or heart attack or stroke or whatever the thing is. Okay, but right here, where the snake venom is injected, there's going to be high concentration, where there's a higher concentration of venom and not enough ascorbic acid in the tissues that contain the toxin. Once it filters into the blood, you have ascorbic acid in there, but it can be like certain, like the skin or muscle tissue, something like this, where whatever. So it can be damage to that site, where you can have like a numb spot, maybe a scar, a numb spot, long after, but you survived it. And I suspect that's what happened to me. Okay. So after that, part of my updating my SOPs. First of all, the thing that saved my life, if I'm correct in what it was I was hit with, is maintain before I leave my apartment, make sure my ascorbic acid levels are high and maintain high levels of ascorbic acid while outside, and bring more vitamin C with me so that I can, in response to the awareness of having had some toxin enter into my body, I can take more vitamin C in response to that. But bring my vitamin C levels high before I leave my apartment. Bring more vitamin C with me. If something happens, I can take even more. Okay, because it's something toxin goes, I will start burning up the vitamin C that you have inside the body. This protection against toxins. Anyway, so that obviously is like, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Is, as a matter of fact, doubling down on that. Where after this, when it happened, I didn't have vitamin C water with me. And now a lot of times when I go outside, I'll bring vitamin C water with me. Like I have vitamin C water at home. I'll bring that with me when I go outside, especially if I'm going to be away for a long time. And bring not one liposomal vitamin C, which I did have with me. So I had my vitamin C that was high before I left. I go outside, this hits me. I had one liposomal vitamin C sachet in my cargo, my heartless cargos, in my cargo pockets. The pants don't have a pulse, okay? Okay, so it might surprise you, but I had one liposomal vitamin C with me there in the cargo pants, and I put took one. Within 3 minutes of this happening, I took another one. Go home and mix up vitamin C water and keep making also vitamin C water. So now I updated my SOPs to where it's like, yeah, still like bring the vitamin C levels high before go outside. Like even more like, yeah, okay, it's important. And a lot of times bring a vitamin C water with me. And maybe all patients should be like, I should every time has as the rule that always bring vitamin C water with me. But it's been sometimes like it's like I go outside, I'm gonna go shopping, expect to be away maybe an hour. I don't bring vitamin C water with me. But I do have 3 liposome vitamin C sachets with me. Okay. So a lot of times I bring, not a lot of times now, I will always bring not one lipo C like I did that time and took. I bring 3 lipo C sachets with me. Okay. So in case of this happen again, instead of just one, I can take 3 liposome vitamin C's if I need to. And then go home and get more vitamin C water. Now, ultimately, you bring vitamin C water with you. And for other people, toilet leaders, I would recommend that you definitely have that as a SOP, that you bring vitamin C water with you and liposome vitamin C every time you go outside. Especially if you're not taking all the other antioxidant supplements that I take, NAC and ALA. ALA, NAC, and vitamin C can work synergistically to neutralize toxins, like a trio of antioxidants. Okay, so those are some other things that I take. On top of the megadots vitamin C, which is most important, I also take NAC and ALA at a high dose. So I take NAC and ALA before leaving my house too. So when I'm outside, I don't only have a high level of ascorbic acid in my bloodstream, but I have NAC and acetylcysteine and ALA in my bloodstream, in my body at the same time. And I've taken other things too. I take a lot of supplements. But for tourists, they're not taking as much of that. What is even more important, and don't know what I know, is even more important to make sure. And especially if you're not willing to be as strict with like wearing multiple layers of clothing that might make you so warm that you're sweating outside, like overdressing, wearing TIPP, meaning armor. So after this happened, I doubled down. It's like I wear 2 layers of pants, and the dart went through and made it into my body. So now I don't leave with 2 layers of pants. Okay, so I updated my SOPs there. Where it's like after this happened, I gotta make sure to ultimately you keep the dart from going inside your body. Okay, which is why I wear multiple layers of clothing now. I don't wear just 2 pants. I wear 4 layers at the bottom, at least. Meaning, at the very least, it's like one soft pants, sweatpants. And on top of that, some kind of denim pants, like work pants, strong pants. And then on top of that, a third layer of the Swedish Army M90, like strong fabric pants. And then like a tube sock or knee-high socks and foam padded shorts. And these are multiple layers, but at least 4 layers. Bottom. Okay, 4 layers. And yeah, that's TIPP. So I recommend you to wear the TIPP, multiple quality layers to protect yourself from dart guns getting inside of your body if the program hits you. So yeah, I have the best channel for torrent videos. There's no other channel as good as mine in teaching you what you need to know, how to survive and possibly to thrive despite being a torrent video. Because the other fake, some of them are copying me, like Shel Snitz, I believe he copies me. And he poo-poos and puts out disinformation for bullshit. Unlike Scott Snitz, I don't put in bullshit in my videos. We're targeting individuals attacked with V2K machines already in the 1700s. Something like this. People have never been attacked with V2K machines. Okay. Anyway, but he works for the program. Scott Snitz is a government agent working for the government against what I personally believe. So personally believe the opinions of the national is not particularly fact necessarily. Might you speak too fast? You're listening too slow. Mentally retarded. Your mental flow is retarded. Okay? And you need to speed it up. It's not that I speak too fast, you listen too slow. Anyway, yeah, so here's the point. I'll finish that one. So yeah, it's important to have SOPs. I have SOPs at all individual. So yeah, back to this. So I'll talk about this plumber coming today. So normally, if I'm gonna have a stranger into my house, like the plumber stuff like this, I would make sure I have security videos up and stuff like this. Okay, which is not illegal in Sweden. It's your apartment. You have the right to film if you need to, and record things like this. But I would be more concerned. And today I woke up, and I see the plumber outside, and I decided to disregard my deviate from my normal SOPs. I mean, it's like normal. It's like before I let somebody in, a stranger, I'm gonna start a live stream and start the timestamp camera or the video recording and like hold it and walk around and understand. So it's like if I'm gonna have somebody here, but this time it's like it's only one guy, okay, and that's part of why I felt like, you know what, this time I'm trying I'm trying to not do it like that, okay, because if they would have if the plumber would be talked about the program, and it's like your job is to bring this bottle, and it's like herbicide roundup or something like this. And if when you work on this tool, if Mike goes to the kitchen, I'll be right back, okay? Like a lot of times I'll be like standing looking at what they're doing. Partly it's because I'm interested in it, and also because I'm a toilet leader, so you don't want to have people around your stuff unattended, okay? Um, but if let's say that this is a hypothetical scenario, they could do for toilet leader, like the plumber would be like, hey, here's this bottle, and it's got like Roundup. And then if Mike goes to the kitchen to have a cup of coffee, and you tell him walk into that room, you take it out, spray it on his toothbrush, stuff like this, okay? And then you get back to working. And I come back, how's things going here? And he just sprayed my toothbrush with Roundup, herbicide, or pesticide, or something like this. Understand? That's just an example. There's so many things they could be doing, okay? Like put fentanyl or something, or whatever, okay? You never know. Now, if they would do something like that, they would be more likely to have two or more people in preparation for a job like that. Because if they would happen, I come back early and see the plumber spraying something on my toothbrush, people might not take kindly to you doing things to attack them physically that involve like risk of bodily harm. And if they're preparing to do something like that, they'd be more likely to send 2, 3, or 4 people to really understand, because it's like there's a risk that the person will like come across you as you're doing it and not take too kindly to a stranger spraying some mist liquid on the toothbrush. Okay, and knowing that we're gonna have 2 or 3 people when we do it, understand? So that's part of it. Where I today tried loosening up for in a one-off, and not be asked like before I open the door, the stock is this, and hold a recording, okay, and I'm ready. I see this. They kind of loosen up a little bit. Now I did have a video recording going on my laptop, okay, okay. Um, and if you do video recordings, unless something happens, you can delete it afterwards. And if it would be something like weird, then you would have it there and you can use it. Uh, Whatever. And I feel like the guy didn't have bad energy. I'm a good judge of character. I have like the no sand, like the no mind sand. I mastered that early on. Some people had to learn that. I know Robert Greene had a video about that, like learn how to silence mind. I've been doing that for many years, kind of like a Buddhist monk or something like this, only a Christian, where I have the ability, which is why I enter into flow state so much when I'm training. It's so easy for me to enter into flow state because I can empty my mind. I spend a lot of time with my mind empty. A lot of people are assaulted by a constant barrage of visuals and auditories and like the thinking voice and things popping into their head. And I've overcome that. Early on, whereas for many years now, I've mastered that. I've mastered that already without having to learn how to. Because I learned that myself, um, how to quiet my mind. And which is why I get into flow states and why it's easy for me to learn things and things like this. That's part of it. Okay, seeks for success, where I'm able to like I can sit here and my mind is completely blank. And I can sit like that for 3 minutes with not one like completely blank, like sand, no mind sand type stuff. I'm not joking. For many years, I spent a lot of time in that in the void, meaning I can sit like this, and my mind is completely blank. There's no thoughts. It's just completely blank, empty. There's no thought. There's no my thinking voice pops in. It's like you forgot this or something, or a visual, or like a thought about what I'm going to do later or something like this. It's like I have the ability to empty my mind, and I spend a lot of time in that space. Okay. Um, and I know that Robert Greene had a video. He uploaded a video 5 days ago about that. And it's like, learn how to master this. I've learned that long ago myself and then had to study it. And part of it is I was incentivized to do that. I've been on a path of self mastery and self control for a long time. And part of why I've been able to perform at a high level mentally and like be more articulate and perform better in multiple fields is because of mastering different things myself. Okay. Meaning, and part of it has been an incentive. When I was younger, I would be, when I was younger, I would have be tortured. Like I will be have problems with this, like intrusive thoughts. Okay, well, it might be worse for me than the average person. But for example, when I would try to sleep, I couldn't sleep, and I would be like the train in my mind. I would trying to sleep, and it'd be like a train of thoughts, like just in my mind, just that doesn't stop, and like thoughts of what's going to happen tomorrow, and some stressful thought about what I need to do to prepare, or what's next week, this, or we got a test in school, or this and that, and like these thoughts, just and visuals, and like think about things. I would have issues with that, and I was incentivized to overcome that and learn how to quiet my mind, kind of like Eckhart Tolle stuff. And it's like when you listen to these people, they make it sound like it's some kind of deep, like you have to be some Buddhist. I fixed that myself. They need to read some Eckhart Tolle books, learn how to quiet my mind, okay, and then have an empty mind. And I can do that as well, which is part of why I can get into flow states. When it's in my live streams, you can tell sometimes I get into flow state. Do you understand? Some people, they have to prepare. If they're going to make some video or talk about something, they have to write a script.
Yeah.
When I do things in real time, I have a blank mind, and then I get into a flow state where I have a general outline of talk about something, and then starting out from the emptiness, it just flows through me. Understand? Same as with my training. It starts with an empty mind, and there's a flow that I tap into. This physical flow states have to do with physical activity, and like this zone. Okay, part of that is because I can have an empty mind. Okay. Uh, and the same thing applies to other activities. If it's speaking in real time off the top of your head, it's like having a public presentation, talk about things like I did now, taught in videos. And I've done a better job than Scott Snitz's videos. And I didn't have to prepare a script for 2 weeks. I didn't even plan to talk about it. I started talking about it and there's a flow. And I do a good job at it. See? Anyway, that's the point. Babe. Babe. She's muted. Babe. We. You're muted, babe. I can't hear you. I've been on a path of growth, a growth path for a long time. And I've attained most of that in different ways.
I go to the toilet.
Okay, babe. And if you're a foolish, like unlearned Christian, you're gonna be like, oh, it's some kind of heresy, new age. No, it's not. It's like being able to have an empty mind and meditate or reflect or look at the sunset and look at God's creation and being completely present in the moment and beholding something and having an empty mind and looking at the sunset or nature, something like this, without having like thoughts in your mind interrupting this, where it's like Bob at work or something like this. I need to change the oil filter in my car. Okay, I need to like see. That's not an advantage. If I want to sit and like behold God's creation, or listen to the word of God and just receive it, and have only the word of God, the King James Bible audio I'm listening to, and my focus is entirely on receiving this. And it's not like in the middle of that, you need to change the oil filter on your car. Okay, rent this dude or something like this. I wonder what we's doing right now or something like this. Understand? Or see, that's an interruption where you don't have you're not present in the moment, like mindful. You're not receiving as much. So it's not some new age thing. It's not some new age thing. I don't do like some kind of meditation or chanting or like opening my chakras to quiet my mind or something like this. This is kind of like a muscle, where it's like the human body has the ability to be blank, where you're not possessed by the train of thought, where you can't have peace. And like whatever you do, you sit. And I'm looking at a cross right now in my window that I taped on there with Bible verses, and I'm just looking at it. And it's not normal that I can't do this and have a blank mind and only like focusing looking at this object. Okay, without like boom, something comes to mind. Tomorrow you need to clean your floors or this, or whatever, some kind of thought that jumps into my head or some kind of worry. Okay, how long have I been alive or something like this, whatever the thing is. I wonder what people are thinking right now watching this. I've been quiet too long or something like this. They're like a thought marauding, like intruding into consciousness against your will, intrusive thoughts. And like I said, part of my motivation to learn how to conquer this, my own mind, and not be a slave of it, but to be the master of it, was when I was younger, I would have maybe more than other people, like intrusive thoughts and can't relax and I'm trying to sleep at night. And it'd be like a train of thought of like anxiety and anxious thought popping into my mind. Next week we got a test at school or something like this. Understand it? And the thought gives you some kind of stress, and now that keeps you from being able to relax for another 15 minutes and you can't fall asleep. Okay. And then maybe when you start, then you kind of pair in this, like, well, I can prepare for it tomorrow. I don't have to think about it right now. And it's like something else pops up then, and then something else and something else, and maybe some picture, some mental, so some imagery or some thought or something like this, or some worry, some concern, or just think about something. That's not an advantage. You should be able to quiet your mind, and it's not some new age thing. It's like the new ages have their own twist on different things. It takes off that is original. Everything that exists is of God, and then there exists alternative, twisted, perverted, contorted forms of it. It's like prayer, for example. There's real prayer, a Christian prayer, a Christian calling out the name of the Lord, a Christian, a saved person praying to God. And then there's Buddhist prayers or Hare Krishna prayers or Muslim prayers or Catholic prayers. And that's prayer. It's like, oh, prayer is bad. No, prayer is not bad. There's real prayer, like an original. And then there's non-original prayers that are somehow bad. Anyway, how you doing, babe?
I'm okay.
Okay. Do you understand what I'm talking about? I think I'm talking too much, well, too fast maybe for you to pick up some of the things I'm saying. We've not native speaker English. She has some wisdom. She's smart, but she. Anyway, did you understand what I was talking about? I was talking about like meditation. You live in Thailand, so you probably know about this. Buddhist monk, they have different Buddhism. They have they have Zen Buddhism. They have different Buddhism. And some Buddhist monk they like to train themselves for a long time to sit and have empty mind. And they go to Buddhist temple and then they meditate and they have to learn how to know mind, okay, and sit quiet and not have empty mind, not have thought about anything, and relaxing and breathing and not have thought inside the mind. Okay. I'm talking about something like this, only I'm Christian. Understand?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you? Can you do like that? Can you sit and relaxing and have empty mind and not thinking anything, not see anything in your head? Can you have empty mind
Yeah,
relaxing 1 minute and it not have thought inside?
I can make it 30 minutes.
Okay. Okay now. 30 minutes.
Hmm. Maybe more than that.
Wow, how you learn to do like that? Maybe you never learned. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's that people have to unlearn it. Because when you're a child, childs, children,
And
children live naturally
I,
like this all the time. Where they're playing,
yeah, when I,
go to the playground and they're playing, and then time flies. See, and it's like wow, 4 hours passed, and they're completely in tune and like nature and playing and things like this. And then when you get older and you learn to be like worried and like also the things that come into your psyche, your consciousness from looking at the TV is always something like, and here's another thing for you to think about, okay, and here's another thing for you to think about, and next week this is going to happen, and then also constantly like this is reinforced by culture. It's like you sit and relax and it's like don't forget, okay, like the parents were part of it too, and it's good and bad in it, okay, but it's not about like something like weird that you have to learn. It's returning to something that you had naturally as a child. Because when you're a child, children spend a lot of time with like an empty mind and being in tune and present in the moment when they're playing or out in nature, stuff like this. And they forget about time and they not think about what's going on at home. The mom is cooking or something like this. And then it's like, hey, dinner's ready. It's like, whoa, it's been 4 hours already or something like this. And they weren't thinking about, oh, it's 1950 we left. It's got to be 30 minutes since we left now or something like this. So yeah, children have this naturally. So you can do it 30 minutes.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to say that I can do at least 75 then or something like this. Okay.
You can try to make
Then
you come
making the
down
most.
more.
I said 3 minutes, and you're saying 30 now. Okay, so, which is why I'm saying 45. Okay, I can do at least 45 if I wanted to. I think I could do 45. I'm joking.
Yeah.
Uh, all right, babe. So, um, do you know about Buddhist? I talked about this before. I watched a video. It's interesting. Buddhist mandala, where Buddhist monk, uh, as a source of detachment, to train detachment. Uh, they have like a exquisite thing where this like a tedious, meticulous process of like making some kind of sand sculpture art, and they might spend like 30 days doing this. Like wake up in the morning, spend 3 hours doing this, and then it's like they just gone. It's not like picture Instagram, 30 days hard work or something like this, or like selling, take a picture, selling like Buddhist monk book or something like this. They spent 30 days doing this. It's like gone. Okay, no pics, didn't happen. And okay, wow. Do you have speaker? Or do you have headphones?
Headphone.
Oh, okay. Then I can't talk to the cat. Anyway, here's the point. Um,
Do you want to talk to him?
huh? Yeah, sure. You can turn. I will say hello to cat. What is his name?
Nice. Oops.
I gotta get my tobacco. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Right. You're muted. Unmute yourself, babe. Wow. Unmute yourself, babe, so you can talk to me. Babe, you're muted. Unmute yourself. Oh, there you go. What is the name of that cat?
Ooze.
Ooze. Ooze. Ooze. Ooze. Wow.
You want to
Wow. Wow.
he's sleeping.
Wow. 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 Wow.
You want to sleep.
Yeah, he's tired. He can't be bored.
Oops. Yeah.
Is that a piano? It looks almost like a piano.
No.
Okay, it's a bed. Okay. Yeah, it looked like a piano from a certain angle. It looked like it might be a piano, and that's the key cover. Wow, that's a good picture. This is a good picture. Maybe this is a thumbnail, so we had to have it be called on the other side too. Okay, so maybe that'll be a thumbnail. We'll see. Wow, that looks good. He's using his hand like a pillow, like this. His paw.
Not.
How old is he now?
Um, Close to 1 year past.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
He's grown up fast. You've grown so tall. You go so fast. Oh, I'm doing wow, wow, life. Speak up, I can't hear you. Up here on this mountain top. Doing wow, wow, life. My teeth have become white now. Look, babe.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's really good.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Since I switched my toothpaste from Veleda salt toothpaste, which is better than the typical fluoride, like Colgate, whatever, uh, the commercial typical toothpaste people buy. Uh, the Veleda salt toothpaste is better than that in my view. Uh, but since switching to this colored silver toothpaste I use now, it's white on my teeth. And my teeth white. Maybe let's aim for having a podcast together, maybe on a weekly basis. Work towards that. Not like once a month, but well, at least once a month. It would be good if we can do it once a week. I think it's like a little bit. You can turn back to you can switch back to the headphones again. For better audio. I'll be right back. I'm gonna check something.
Okay.
See how long we'll be live. We can also record videos. 91 minutes ago. We'll be live 91 minutes. Maybe we finish up pretty soon, babe. Are you still there?
Yeah, honey.
Okay, good. So, what are your plans for today? You go to sleep soon?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Depending on the time, I might do a training session tonight. We'll see. Do some training. We'll see. Maybe, maybe not. After we finish this, I'm gonna start a second washing machine. I have been without a operational washing machine for around 2 weeks now. So there's a long backlog of unwashed clothes to wash. And I got the first machine washed. Gonna wash more later and possibly do a training session. Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. No, okay, no, we had it there. Okay, there you go. Oh, it's cleaned itself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what happened
What
to
do
the
you
frog?
mean?
Huh?
What do you say?
What happened to the frog? Do you
Oh,
think they ate it or do you think it escaped?
what? They
Yeah,
are
the
still here.
okay. So your cats let the frogs survive and they don't eat them.
No, no, no. They are just playing.
Hmm.
Don't want to make them hurt.
The frogs can count themselves fortunate that the cats are well fed because if they got hungry, they will get more exploratory and more experimental with their diet. Predators typically have some preferred food, and if they have food readily available, they don't go hungry and they're fed high quality food like the chicken that you buy for them, like the chicken and fish, and it's tasty. It's like it low calorie. They don't have to spend a lot of calories to get this food into them. It's like a bowl that's all a human puts, and they go and they can eat it. Okay, they don't have to chase something around it and catch it and then kill it and eat it and stuff like this. And the frog might not be as well smelling and well tasting as the commercial food that's made kind of like astronomers. It's like a chef. It's like they make it to be tasty. Okay, it's like they made it optimize it to have cats like it. It's like aromas, maybe like chicken broth aroma. Put that in there. They make cats love it. So basically, if the cats got hungry, they would start eating the frogs. Similar to bears, for example. So bears in the natural habitat around Alaska or something like this, or wherever they have bears. Okay. Um, they will prefer salmon, okay, wild salmon, and berries and things like this. And if they get hungry and they don't have berries and salmon available, they go to the salmon place, which is preferred food, okay, high quality food, and there's no salmon there. Can't get any salmon. Maybe then they go to check in the woods at some place where there's berries. There's no berries. Some other bear has eaten up all the berries here, or other animals. And then they start getting hungry. Now they might go and track some scent that smells like some kind of food. They end up in a outside of a human's house where they have a garbage can with some leftovers, and they start rummaging through, and they get more experimental. Um, I gotta take a leak. I'll be right back, babe.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
That's the life. Okay, there you go, babe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a superhuman. A lot of people are not superhumans.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. And that makes a lot of people feel insecure. People don't like to see other people being superior to them. For example, if you're better looking, more intelligent, more articulate, you have multiple talents they lack, and they can tell you know more than them, intelligence. So it's like that's part of why I have so many people hating on me, because I'm better than most people in most important ways. I mean, it's an advantage to be intelligent, and I'm more intelligent than most people, and articulate. I'm better looking than most people in my face and my body. Okay, I have beauty, I have strength. That's attractive qualities. It's an advantage to be beautiful. It's better to be beautiful than to be ugly, and it's better to have an attractive physique and be athletic and strong and fast and fit than to be out of shape and not be those things. So, and if you know more than most people in multiple fields, I know the Bible better than most pastors on YouTube. Okay, so it's rare to have a person like me, like an extraordinary person. I am an extraordinary person, a superhuman. Uh, Multi-talented, better looking than most people, more intelligent, articulate. Um, I know more than most people about most things. They're important to know about psychology, biology, uh, consequential skills. So that's part of why a lot of people don't like me because I provoke insecurities. And once I figure that out, I double down on talk, and I don't give a fuck. It's like I understand. It's like it's better to it's better to have false humility or something like this, but from a certain perspective. But I don't care. I don't care enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Do you want to end?
yeah. Let's end in less than 15 minutes, and I will start a washing machine. What time is it? It's 19:03. Yeah, let's finish before 1918. Okay, and then I'll start World War One. I'll go back. I'll build a time machine and travel back to World War One. Change the outcome of history, not just in the present, but change the history from early on in time. So
Mm.
I hope we will be able to live together less than three,
Yeah.
7 years from now. Get married. Now I refer to we as my wife to be because we haven't done this ceremony yet of exchanging rings and vows and things like this. But we're all but married. Yeah. So what is your father and mother doing today? Are they at the rent house?
Yeah, they're in the rent house.
Okay. I saw your video.
But yeah, but they are telling me they will come tomorrow.
Huh?
My parents, yeah, will come tomorrow.
They're coming tomorrow. Okay. Alrighty. Um, I know my computer is lagging a little bit. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, so I think we is a Christian woman now. She's gotta say it. I think so. I'm not 100 on it. Only she and God knows 100%. But based on her testimony, I think that she might have become a Christian, which is good. So if I wouldn't have been defending myself, see, if it's not just about fighting for myself, like fighting against this program work to murder me, they have tried to assassinate me before. If I would have died, this woman here would be suffering more. So since I met her, I cured her allergies 99%. She had debilitating allergies. They made her unable to work with what she works with, being self-employed, low-scale entrepreneur, work at home. She was so allergic she couldn't work with the yarn. I come into her life and cure her allergies 99%, and share the gospel with her, and make myself and work and to teach her until she becomes saved. Okay, so if I would have died when the program tried to assassinate me, shot with that dart gun, or the other ways they try to assassinate me, like stage accidents, trying to make me have accidents and things like this. There's different ways. Uh, she might still be having her allergies. Um, so it's like sometimes in my life when things have been hard, I'm in a strait betwixt the two. If I decide to depart and be with the Lord, nevertheless for you it is better that I remain, or something like this. I can relate to that. Sometimes I felt like, why are we here? Only to suffer. It's like there's been a lot of suffering. It's like, yeah, all that live godless suffer persecution, tribulation, distress, things like this. And at times, I'm not suicidal or depressed, but sometimes I thought it's like, how long am I gonna be down here fighting? And it's like I'm not like worried about dying, and I think like, well, uh, whatever. It's like sometimes I think it's like I look forward to being in heaven with the Lord, but it's not like I don't get suicidal even when things are hard on the ball. I'm like kill myself for this. No, but I can relate to that. Like that mentality was like, yeah, I look forward to be with the Lord in heaven, but I'm gonna fight to stay alive and keep being a force for good in this world, and work work to stay alive, and work to protect myself, and work to be a force for good in this world. And as long as God wants me down here, I'll remain. I shall remain.
You finish it?
Yeah, let's
Have you
finish up.
tried?
Yeah, yeah, let's finish up. And maybe within a month, let's do this again within a month, less than 1 month from now. Let's do this again less than 1 month from now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay, let's hold on. I don't know what happened here. There you go. Let's do a good thumbnail. Let's pose for the thumbnail. I will make myself handsome more. Do like this maybe. And oh, perfect. You smiling. Okay.
Maybe you can use my cat. Love.
Maybe this. Maybe have heart like this. No.
Um,
Maybe like this. How I make my thumbnails is I go back after I finish a live stream 9 or 10 times, and I scan and I look for a moment. Okay, it's like, oh, this pause it, screenshot it, and then use that as a thumbnail. This will work too, like naturally, without trying to make it a disorder. Anyway, um, I love you, babe. Thanks for joining me today.
welcome.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, let's finish up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thanks for joining me today, babe. And if you want to see Wheat video, she has a YouTube channel, Mike and Wheat TV. That's our joint YouTube channel, Mike and Wheat TV. Mike and the and sign, okay, not A and D. Mike and Wheat TV, and possibly I put a link in the description. And we upload some vlog content there of her cats, and it's a good vibes channel. You could call it. So yeah, let's finish up. Let's go down the video. Thanks for joining me today. Any concluding remarks? Anything you want to say before we finish?
Bye bye. สวัสดี
Okay,
ค่ะ
bye bye. Okay,
สวัสดีค่ะทุกคน บ๊ายบาย
bye bye.